Welcome back, everybody, and welcome to another NFL mock draft on the channel. My name is Absolute Illusion. You can also call me Colton, and today we are going to be doing a San Francisco 49ers 3-round mock draft. Again, with some trades sprinkled on top, maybe, possibly, I don't know. Depends on what we get. Oh my goodness. We are on pick number 12 coming up here in the draft. We've done 11 teams so far. I recorded the Giants last night, which I think went pretty well. The 49ers have a pretty clear-cut what they need to do in terms of what their biggest needs are. They are going to need some offensive line help if they can't bring back Trent Williams, which they might not be able to in free agency. I think more than likely he will come back, but they're probably their biggest need on their entire team is cornerback. Cornerback, maybe quarterback. So both of those are probably their top two needs right now, I would say. Could probably mix in a linebacker in there. Somebody is more of a rotational guy. But their secondary needs a ton of help. They could definitely use another offensive lineman, more than likely a guard. If they can't bring back Trent Williams, that makes a huge hole at left tackle. So it kind of depends on what you think is going to end up happening in free agency. Free agency is going to be starting to really get into the big thick of it coming up here pretty soon. I'm super excited to see what happens. Some big stuff has already happened with contract extensions, people getting cut. Like the Vikings just up and cutting people like crazy. For those of you guys who don't know, I am a huge Minnesota Vikings fan. I do live in Minnesota, hopefully not for very long though, because I would like to move. But they've cut Riley Reiff, the left tackle, which I was kind of surprised by. I thought they would try to restructure him, but he might not have wanted to restructure. They cut Kyle Rudolph, who did not want to restructure. I love Kyle Rudolph. I wish him the best in wherever he ends up going, or whoever ends up signing him will be getting a very solid tight end. And then we cut our kicker, which everybody knows how bad the Vikings kickers have been over the years. We don't like to talk about it. But that's not what we're here to talk about. That's in 2 picks. This is Friday, so that'll be next Wednesday. Yeah, so next Wednesday will be when I do my Vikings mock draft, and I am so excited for it. But today we are doing the 49ers. They've got some pretty clear needs. They don't have a ton of holes if everyone on their team does not get injured again, which it might, because you can never predict what's going to happen with injuries. But barring injuries, they are a very good team. Not last year, but the year before that. Were they in the Super Bowl? Yeah, they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I do remember that now. So they're 2 years removed from a Super Bowl appearance. So we're going to hop into this again. 3 rounds. We're going to put it on slow so we can watch everything unfold as it happens. Although we're starting to get a pretty good idea where everybody ahead of us is going to go with picks. So really, this just depends on kind of who's there for us as an option. This should be Trevor Lawrence. Should always be Trevor Lawrence. It is Trevor Lawrence. This might be Zach Wilson or Jamar Chase. It is Zach Wilson this time. Penny Sewell. Jamar Chase goes there. Wow. All right. Justin Fields. That makes a lot of sense. Penny Sewell goes there. Makes a lot of sense. Kyle Pitts going there. Again, that's who I mock draft to them. I love that pick for them. Jalen Waddle go to the Lions. I like Caleb Farley going there. Patrick Surtain going there. This will probably be Rashawn Slater. Yep, unfortunately. And I don't know who went there, but we are getting a trade offer. Now, if the San Francisco 49ers did want to go with a quarterback, they would have needed to trade up more than likely to do so. Maybe with a team like the Panthers, maybe with a team like the Eagles, if they aren't really looking that way. So then maybe you can get one of the top 4, depending on how much you really believe in the other ones. Maybe you trade up with Miami, jump all the way to 3. It is definitely an option, but we got some trade offers here. Dropping back to 19, picking up a 2, but losing a 3. So we're only dropping back 7 spots, and then we're jumping up 51 spots. I actually don't mind this. I actually kind of like this. The top two corners are off the board. Top 2 offensive linemen are off the board. This one, gaining a 5, losing a 3. So this one's just slightly worse, but we're gaining a 5. I don't mind that one either. This one's dropping back to 23, picking up a 3, a 4, and a 7. I don't like that one as much. So we are gonna I'm gonna look at these two. I'm really gonna take a look at these two. I do like gaining the extra 5 here. Might add another little depth player on the back end of it, but I'm fairly confident I know where they go at 19. So I'm not overly worried about who they pick if I trade back here and I pick up an extra 5. Like 7 picks versus 8 picks. You know what? I am going to decline this one. And I am going to take this Bears offer here. I have a feeling I know who the Bears are trading up for, but I am going to take this offer. Both of the top 4 players that I wanted are all off the board, and none of the players that none of the other players that I really want are gonna won't be on the board more than likely come like pick 20. So I'm more than okay doing this, picking up an extra 2. Yes, I'm losing a 3, I know, but I am picking up an extra 2 and a 5, which is huge, only to drop back 8 spots. So I am gonna take that. They are probably gonna take. Yup, that's who I thought they were going with there. Ooh, so now the Vikings want to trade up to 14. They want us to give up 20, a 4, and a 6. Nah, I'm alright. I'm alright sitting where I am. Yep, so they did go Christian Darrisaw. That's kind of what I thought they'd do. Micah Parsons goes there. Wow, Devontae Smith did not go to the Patriots. Finally! My goodness, it finally happened that they don't go with him. Alright, but we are up on the board. I am not going to be accepting either of these. Obviously, again, I said multiple times, corner, offensive line, quarterback is on their edge, and the other player that I really wanted is sitting right here on the board for us. This is exactly who I was hoping would fall to us at this position, and that is Alijah Vera-Tucker. Alijah Vera-Tucker is head and shoulders the best interior offensive lineman in this draft class. He is going to be an amazing guard on the offense in the NFL. Some people project he could be a tackle, but I don't see why you move him away from guard when that is clearly his preferred position and the position he is the best at. So I think this is a great pick for them here. You're picking up an extra second-round pick, and you're shoring up your offensive line. More than likely, you can use that second-round pick on a corner who has maybe a little bit of worry on what he's going to do, but has crazy upside. Now you've got 2 second-round picks to play around with and add to your amazing team once everybody's healthy again. Travis Etienne goes there. I don't mind that. Where did Najee Harris? For anybody who did not get a chance to see Travis Etienne's pro day, I would recommend going and taking a look at it. He made a very good case for actually being a first-round running back, and he put on a show. He put on an absolute clinic of why he's the best running back, why he believes he's the best running back in the draft class. I love Najee Harris too. They're both very good running backs. I don't know if both of them will go in the first round. Once one of them goes, the other one will probably go shortly after, though. Kind of like they did right here. But let's see here. So where do we pick next, though? I'm pretty sure we pick at 51, and then we pick somewhere around this area. So maybe like 45, I think, maybe 43. Yeah, we pick at 43 and then 51. So we got back-to-back picks coming up pretty quick here. Greg Newsome went at 33. That is who I was looking at. I was looking at him. Gaining a 5, giving up a 4. I'm alright. I don't need to do that. Some of the players I want are still on the board. Man, this top 2 corners both went off the board right there. That's kind of a bummer. Giving up the 5 we gained just to jump up a few spots. I'm alright. Liam Eichenberg, Aaron Robinson. Man, all the corners are just flying off the board here. That seems to be a common thing early in these second rounds. His corners just fly off the board. What? So, hang on. Let me see if I understand this. They want to swap picks. I'd gain a 3, and I give up a 4 and 2 5s? No. Why would I do that? All right, Ronnie Perkins goes there. Definitely not the player. They're definitely all the main players I was looking at getting are all off the board. But there is still some very, very, very solid players here. We do have pick 52. However, there is a player here on the board. He is a little bit farther down the board, so some people might be like, well, what are you doing? Why are you not taking X, Y, or Z player? I like this guy a lot right here, and I can almost guarantee you he will not be here for pick 52 for us. So we are going to reach down here and grab Asante Samuel Jr., the corner out of Florida State. Obviously, his father was an NFL player. Son of 4-time NFL Pro Bowler cornerback Asante Samuel. So he's got the bloodline there. If you believe that counts for anything, he is maybe not a 100% week 1 starter, but he is definitely going to get on the field in week 1. Maybe with their cornerback depth, he probably will be a week 1 starter, but he will only progress as the season goes on, and he probably by the end of the season could make a case for one of the 3 or 4 best corners in this draft class. Going in this situation, he fits their scheme a lot, what the 49ers like to do. So I think that they would be really, really happy to take him here. I think their preferred pick would be maybe to take some of their draft capital and trade back up into the second round for Greg Newsome if he's still there. Greg Newsome, I haven't been as big on Greg Newsome leading up until this point. I did go back after I watched his pro day recently, though. I did go back and watch more of kind of his tape and stuff like that in his videos. He is going to be a first round corner, especially after that pro day. He flat out lit it up. It was unbelievable, the show he put on at his pro day. He made a very, very convincing case to be a first-round corner. And going back and watching, I can see some of the stuff that I saw during his pro day in his game in college. He is impressive. I haven't been as high on him, so I can't talk like I've been a huge supporter of him leading up to this whole time. But again, that's what happens during these, leading up to these drafts. Players come out of nowhere, and players that you previously were looking at some of their flaws, they show you those flaws aren't as big of a deal once they get into the situations to show you that. So I think he will definitely be a first-round corner once things are all said and done. So I'm very, very happy grabbing Asante Samuel Jr. though. I think he might even be above Eric Stokes in terms of definitely Aaron Robinson. He's definitely above Aaron Robinson on my board. Creed Humphrey goes there. Javonte Williams goes there. Is the player I want still going to be on the board? I don't know, and I am going to not accept that. Dylan Radins goes there. The player I want is still indeed on the board. There's actually a couple of great players still on the board. Man, it's tough. It's tough not to grab Trayvon Moehrig here, and I still might. I still definitely might. But the other player I am looking at is Joseph Osai here. 6'3", 245. More of a 3-4 outside linebacker, but he's just a freak of an athlete. He's a monster. 245. I would like to see what he's going to run for his 40 time, because from what I understand, it's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be absurd for somebody of his size to run that. And if I can actually see him run that, he is going to skyrocket up my board, just from the sheer athleticism that he's going to put. That if he can show that athleticism is really there. A lot of people are talking about it being there, but I gotta see it a little bit before I can put him to a team like the San Francisco 49ers, where that's not their immediate need is somebody like him. Just some good options here on the board, though. Elijah Molden's farther down there. I don't really know if they need that. They might end up double dipping into the corner, though, the cornerback room, especially in the third round, because they've got, I believe, 4 corners that are hitting free agency this year. Somebody that they might look at, and I don't think that we have another pick here. Somebody they might look at is Carlos Basham Jr. He is a player who could easily skyrocket up boards as the coming weeks continue. There's even been a couple mock drafts that I've watched where he's been in the first round. There's been multiple of them where he's been in the first round. But sheerly just for the... I can't pass on him. They have so many holes in their secondary that they need to fill. And I'm going to grab Trevon Moehrig here. I don't think that's somebody that they pass on if he's available at 52. I don't see why you wouldn't. He is a first-round player. He's a 100% first-round player. So if you can grab him at 52 when you have that need to grab people for your secondary, he is 100% going to fill an immediate role. He is the best safety in this draft class. I think his most likely landing spots are at 27 here to the Baltimore Ravens, and his most likely landing spot is right here to the Saints if they cannot bring back Marcus Williams. They definitely might still be able to bring him back. I don't think so, though, because of how over the cap they are, and Trevon Moehrig would fill that role immediately. So let's keep rolling down the board here. Leonard Dickerson goes there. I like that pick for them. Joseph Ossai goes to the Rams. That is horrifying. Adding Joseph Ossai to Aaron Donald. My goodness, my guys. Joe Tryon's another player I like. Elijah Molden, I already talked about him. Jabril Cox, I don't like that pick for the Packers. I'm not just saying that because I don't like the Packers. I just don't like that player for them. I don't know if he fits the way that they run their game. Yeah, he's not going to be there. So unless we get an option to trade up. Oh, wait a minute. We traded our 3rd round pick. Forgot about that. That makes a lot of sense now. We get an option to trade back in, though. So we would have picked that 74. So who do they take? Tyson Campbell, okay. And Basham Jr. goes to the Cowboys. Oof. Again, I am more than happy with who we ended up grabbing, though, in the 2nd round. Those are 2 stud-level players. Do we have a 3rd round pick at all? I don't think so. I think we might be out of the draft here. Unless we get an option to trade back in. Which in that case, there is a player on the board I would like. There is indeed. Ardarius Washington going to the Vikings. I do like that. That's a good pick for them. Yep, because we traded that away. I don't think we're going to get anything, though. These are one of those situations where part of me wishes that I could jump up back into rounds. But as I've said multiple times, the way that I'm doing this is I am... giving up a 4, and I'm pretty sure we have 2 to jump back into the 3rd. With the Bears, which I'm pretty sure this was our pick originally. Ah, man. I don't... the original player I wanted is off the board. But there is another player on the board I was looking at, and I don't know if he's still there. Mostly because that immediate player that I wanted is off the board. I am going to decline this pick. Let me just double check, see if there's anybody that I would have really wanted. Kyle Trask could have been somebody that we look at, but he could also be there for us later, though. Deontay Smith. Obviously, I've already talked about how much I love Benjamin St. Juste. I don't think that you trade up for him in that position, though. If you're that team, we did make 2 trades in this mock draft, though. We traded the number 12 pick, the number 102 pick. Wait a minute. Did we not trade with the? No, we didn't. We did not trade with the. We did not trade with Washington. We traded with the Bears. So did we just not have a 3rd round pick? I just don't think we had a. Did we give up a 3rd rounder? Oh, we did. Yeah, that was our 3rd rounder. Duh. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. I'm losing my mind, everybody. We traded our round 1 pick, number 12. Round 3, 102. And we got 20, 52, and 164. They grabbed Trey Lance and Deontay Smith. We were able to grab Elijah Vera-Tucker and Trevon Moehrig. I am more than happy with that trade. They got their quarterback of the future and a nice, more than likely starting right tackle in the NFL. And we got our immediate starting guard in the NFL and a starting free safety, wherever they want to move him. It does give them that flexibility with Marcus Williams as well. But we grabbed Elijah Vera-Tucker, Asante Samuel Jr., and Trevon Moehrig. All 3 of these players are starters day 1. Asante Samuel might take a little bit longer just because corner is such a difficult position to transfer over to the NFL. But I love this draft. This was a little bit of a longer one than I originally intended, but these are players that some of these players I haven't talked about a ton, like Elijah Vera-Tucker. That's somebody the Vikings will look at as well, trading back to grab. Asante Samuel Jr. I love as well. And then everyone here knows how much I love Trevon Moehrig. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you guys think that this is a good draft, if you guys think I'm totally insane, make sure you guys hit the like button so it shows me you guys enjoy the content I'm putting up. Subscribe to the channel as well if you want to see more of these videos. Follow me on Twitter, all my social media stuff down in the description down there. And with that, that's going to end this one off. And I will see you all next Monday with the LA Chargers. Peace out, everybody.